Sorry for the silence. I was trying to think of another German intro, but we're still recoiling from that naked children one I made last time, which I'm sure is going to look great in context. Good evening, my children of the night. It's me, once again, Quinn, all alone. Oh dear. When you do not touch this specific game in a week, it sometimes comes as a surprise just how much it's changed. Hi Quinn, did you enjoy your time off? I had time off? No one told me. I have vacation days. Didn't even get to go to Brazil. Anyway. So, let me just double check a few things. Last time... Okay, that's what I thought. Last time, we pretty much had reached the natural frontiers of our empire, getting a nice southern border with the League of Zandia Prami. Oh, wow. Can't even say Prima right. We have the Marauders down here. We have our ever lovely Trade Association up here, not to be confused with the Trade Federation, a legally distinct entity. We have the authority of the Shrimp people. I believe currently the most powerful empire we've met. Yep, fear them, they are Shrimp. And then the Tronzar Corps, which of course has been our longtime rival. Indecisive Jawa, thank you for 100 bits. So first thing is first, Grant is still not joining me tonight. He is taking the week off. Unfortunately, his family troubles did not get much better. I do not want to speak in Grant's stead, but he is taking a much-needed break to connect with his family. In the meantime, it is just me. Take that for what it will. What it is, Will. What did duel? Anyway. So. Amir! Wait, why are you gifting me subs to this channel? I thought I was already subbed. Oh no. The Prime sub. It has fallen through again. Remember, people, if you have Prime subs, you need to do it every month. I guess I've been running the stream so much lately I forgot to re-up my own sub, but thanks Amir for covering me for a year. So, I believe what we are going to do now is consolidate. We've pretty much blocked off all of the systems we're going to be claiming for, I think, a good portion of the game. And now we're just trying to buff it all up. There's so many archaeological digs I've left untended. There's trade value. I'm sure some of the more experienced Stellaris players are very miffed at me for letting all this trade value go to waste. In the meantime, I am going to go ahead and change something right now. I believe it is trade policy. We are going to switch over from wealth creation to consumer benefits because our consumer goods are lacking a bit. It's probably not the most efficient use. It's probably better to have that give me unity instead of consumer goods. But I'll take what I can get right now. So, while I'm talking about trade value, I think I'll go ahead and show you guys the trade route map. So, thing about trade value. It is essentially a value that is generated by each system in your empire. Obviously, the systems with colonies generate more. The ultimate goal with this is to connect all the systems with trade value to your capital, and once it gets to your capital, it can turn into energy credits or like what we're doing right now, energy credits in consumer goods, energy credits in Unity, and even more options if you unlock the technology. At the moment, I've been neglecting a lot of it, mainly because I've shifted all of our star bases over to the frontier we had with the core, and so the trade route really only goes to the border I have over there on the southern border. I need to make sure Goomba and Africa get connected. So I'm going to do that right now. First things first, I'm going to try to find out where I need to get a whole bunch of alloys, because we're going to need some of that. Because we're going to need to turn these star bases into starports. Because once you upgrade an outpost to a starport and above, then it starts collecting the trade value of the system it's in, and if you upgrade it a certain way, the trade value of neighboring systems. Plus, I should have done this a while ago with the authority up here always threatening the border. Correct. Terra is correct. The thing about trade routes is every system they go through makes them a nice, tantalizing target for pirates. Pirates will, if this thing turns red, randomly spawn in the system and attack everything in it and try to claim it as their own. Fortunately, you can tamp that down, one, by having a fleet kind of patrol through the system, which causes the piracy value to go down as long as the fleet is in the system. Or, if you have enough alloys, we don't, but you can just go to this star base that has a piracy threat and give it defenses. We can like build bills and bobs around the star base, so when the pirates spawn, for the most part, they are usually weaker than a star base with 3 defensive stations around it. Luckily, because of the military expansions we've made... Oh, Vamp Planet! Thank you for the, let's see, 6,500 bits. Thank you so much. Where was I? Yes, so anyway, thanks to the fleets we built up for our fight against the Tronzaru Corps, we have a few fleets we can use to patrol the interior of the Empire. So after this cluster is developed, I'm going to connect it to a trade route to Sol. And then once we have a few colonies in our kind of expanded frontier, we're going to have to make sure we tie them to Sol in a way that doesn't make all the systems start having a giant piracy risk. And with that almost 10-minute introduction, I think it's time we can finally unpause. Oh, that's right. We have a planet that's mad at us. Slug phobia. Get over yourself. Alright, you need some, you know what? You need a bureaucrat or administrator, whatever they're called. Let's see. Where's a good place I can send you? Earth is getting kind of crowded. I'll send one your way. Alright, I need an administrator at Winnie Straw Jr. There we go. Damned Judge, thank you for the 200 bits. I want to make sure I didn't miss anything. I've seen... welcome to Tiny Train World. Thank you for re-upping your sub. All glory to the vampire. And Damned Judge, thank you for... and thank you for your 4-month sub. And MSU Bill, thank you for your good evening 6-month resub. Alright, oh, and by the way, I'm going to go ahead and keep with the trend I had last week, where I will claim systems as just a normal result of gameplay, and then at about the hour mark, I'll pause and get names for everything. I think that's a bit cleaner than getting something and then going, oh yeah, no, we have to name that. Whoop, scroll down, chat. I need to keep up. And Amir's back with another 12-month worth of subs to Fanthy. Oh, so many numbers. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Thanks for the subs. How are you holding up these days, Quinn? Well, you know, it's Thanksgiving week, and things are obviously massively different thanks to the changing times. So, I think I'm holding up as well as can be. I hope everyone else in chat's doing well. Alright, let's make sure we tap down on that system. Oh, hey, our robot modifications are done.
A system survey has concluded. Vessels have been...
Oh, Vant Planet, thank you for gifting the 5 subs. To Miss Minerva, Sam Spider-Man, Metal Sword, Lunska, and Astral Storm. Welcome to the team, everybody. And Ninja Crobat, thank you for the gift sub to Loki the Trickster. CMU Scully, thank you for the 100 bits. I have to admit, so much has happened this week that is so topical, but I do not know where to start. So how about someone in chat pitch me a topic? It is definitely a TFS grind situation right now. Oh no, raiding fleet. They're not hostile to us because we paid them off, but I do not like the fact that they're just tramping through our territory. Oh dear. Tense moment. Flyby. Whew, and they pass. Topic, the new Animaniacs. I am so sorry. There will be a Talkcast Pod show, I think, next week talking about the show's return, but I don't have Hulu. One of the few subscription services I don't have. Actually, let's see. Let me go off the whole list. I have Netflix, Disney Plus, HBO Max, Amazon as a result of having Amazon Prime. I think those are the ones I'm paying for. So I am definitely saturated in subscription services. Oh yeah, no, do not get me wrong. The Animaniacs is definitely a worthy subject. That, you know what? So I can't talk about the Animaniacs because I haven't seen it, but I think it's worth talking about the kind of 20-year cycle we live in, where it seems like every new decade there's a sense of nostalgia for the decade 20 years prior, which of course I think really taps on the nerve of you have a generation entering adulthood that of course wisps longfully for their childhood 20 years ago, and that's why you end up having these days you have reboots, but back in the day there was always just that kind of element of nostalgia. The programming featured, like, you know, the 1980s featured the 1950s, and then you have the 2000s talking about the 1980s. You know, that's when you have It come in. Have I seen the Tom and trailer? The Tom and trailer. Oh dear. The Tom and Jerry trailer. I have thoughts. Hey! Man, that was like 2 streams ago, but my long bet paid off. We got the galactic market established in the solar system, as shown off by this nice building. That's purely, while nominally amorphous and independent of galactic geopolitics, many of the administrative functions of the galactic market are physically located in this station. So now we got a bit of a discount when we're trading stuff on the market. What was I talking about? I know I was talking about the 20-year cycle.
Construction adventure completed.
How the heck do you get the galactic market? I think
Strange happenings afoot.
I think one of the main determinations... So, let me start with, I'm not 100% sure. But I believe one of the determinations is the trade value of the colony you pick. Like this one's 39. You can see in the lower left, they all have one. But of course, Earth, being our home world, is the most developed. Looks like they've made peace. And the Hive did not fare well in that war. Yes, the Tom and Jerry trailer. It's just another cartoon in the real world situation that never really works. Like, at best you get a good movie out of it, but it's singular in value and not all that noteworthy. Like the Sonic movie, of course, was the most recent one. Alright, so taking a quick break from the Tom and Jerry thing. I'll remember it. Okay, see, so for the most part, if your systems are close enough, and you can see now we've got red pirate marks on a few of these systems. These are pretty much all at risk of spawning pirates now. And in fact, I'm going to see if I can't mitigate that a bit by telling the Morbid Swarm to go on patrol from its system to, let's say, Outfield, because that's the one that has the most risk of piracy. And so from now on, these planets are now collecting trade value from their system, and if I give them a trade hub, nearby systems, but pirates can now crop up. And if you have a red pirate mark, there's a good chance a pirate fleet will show up. But anyway, Tom and Jerry. So, the thing about these movies, like going all the way back to, I guess you could say Who Framed Roger Rabbit was the most popular example, but I think that one kind of bucked the trend. But you have the Sonic movie, you have Looney Tunes Back in Action, you have the Rocky and Bullwinkle movie. Yeah, that was topical at the time. It's just, these movies never seem to pan out. It's always built on the premise of, what if these characters, but in real life? And it never really seems to go farther than that. So, I'm not all that hopeful that the Tom and Jerry movie would do well. Didn't hate the sight of it. It seems like the genre they're playing in is long odds. But Breaking Cloud Skillet, thank you for the 20-month resub. I like the Sonic movie. You know, and the Sonic movie wasn't bad. Especially when they got Jim Carrey in there to ham the living shit out of it. Yeah, go ahead and give another generator district. Honestly, I should have given a farming district, but... Nah, I can still do that. Although I cringe every time they show that picture of Jim Carrey trying to look at Sonic's feet through the shoe, and I'm like, ugh, do not need to imagine Sonic with feet, bare feet. I don't care if he really has them. That needs a construction ship. Are you idle? Okay, go check that out. Does this have a continental world on it? It did. Then I think this is going to have to be a starport as well. Future-proofing. Yeah, it's just like Kirby with bare feet. It's like, we know part of their thing is wearing shoes, so there's probably something in the shoe. But you never really want to think about it. Like, you don't want to think about Sonic with bare feet. Heck, maybe not even Crash Bandicoot with bare feet. What if the shoes are his bare feet? I don't know. That's opened up a whole nother can of worms. So you're saying Sonic keeping his socks and shoes on in the bedroom is canon. Great Dane. Ooh, that's going to be interesting. Let's hold on to that. It's not that he keeps his socks and shoes on. It's just that, well, first of all, I don't want to imagine Sonic in the bedroom, period. But two, even if I did, don't want to imagine him with his bare feet. Alright, so we've got a little thing here. It's a random event that pops up when you have your ships out and about researching stuff. Let's go ahead and take a look. So, in the orbit of this gas giant, our ship found a little baby amoeba. The ISS Event Horizon is located the source of the movement in the upper atmosphere of Not Gonna Even Try. Surprisingly, there was no ship hidden in the clouds, but rather a young space amoeba, its mother nowhere to be seen. There is no way of knowing how this juvenile was separated from its mother or others of its kind, but one thing is certain, it appears to have imprinted on the ISS Event Horizon. As the crew completed their survey, they found that the amoeba was following them. It has proven difficult to shake, and the scientist has taken quite a shine to the youngster's determination. Our science officer suggests allowing the juvenile to follow the vessel, certain that we may learn more about space amoebas in the process. So, here's a thing you guys can vote on. Adopt the space amoeba? I know, I can see all you guys posting in chat, but I'm going to make this a formal Twitch poll. So, go ahead and vote in the Twitch chat. Not the Twitch chat, the poll I have put in Twitch chat as to what we do with the space amoeba. In the meantime, I'm going to be seeing if I can do something about our unemployment. You also get an agricultural district. Wow, that's such an annoying noise. Oh, okay, good. I thought it may have been the event window that was doing it. It's overwhelmingly yes, but there's still 10 seconds left. So, 20 people could come out of the ether. Oh, it'd have to be 50. Alright, yeah, it's definitely a yes. Very well. Okay, and it's set to automatically escort. Perfect.
Construction venture completed.
I do like the connection with Tin Man from Oh wow, really? The Authority opened its borders. That's interesting. I do like the reference to Tin Man from The Next Generation. I liked that episode. It was heavily featuring Deanna Troi, which is can be taken or leaving. I love the actress, but Deanna Troi's overall usefulness on the show was a bit questionable. Alright, so still don't really have good alloy income, but I'm gonna set you... No, stop. What should I build here? I'd rather build something that's gonna help its trade income. But I don't have that technology yet, so I think I'll just leave that as... Oh, where's this? We found more rock people. Not that interesting of a system, but a pretty big one. Troy was definitely better in later seasons. Agreed. In the first seasons, it felt like she was only there to, give bad news about 10 seconds before it really didn't matter. This isn't good. I sense danger. Troy, they've already shot at us. It's a bit too late for that. We've already had to do the level 7 screen shake. I'll wrap that up too. How are the snow vampires going? I'm not sure. I'm still skeptical.
Is complete.
Oh, hello. Okay, so it built a ship. Neat. So the thing is, I keep seeing people mention that if you get a chamber of elevation on a planet, the people that get out of there, for us, our vampires, will have adapted to the habitability of the planet. But I'm not seeing that anywhere. Like, these vampires didn't resettle here. They came from the chamber of elevation, but they're still... It doesn't seem like the habitability has gotten any better. And it hasn't created, like, a subspecies. So I'm not sure. Let's take a look at the other one. Same thing. Goes back to our continental preference. Vorpal, how dare you be wrong? You shall be sentenced to the spice mines of whatever planet I find and rename probably Kessel. Nah, you're fine, man. I was always open for advice, and, sometimes it doesn't pan out. That's life. Well, just keep exploring. I don't care if they scared you away. Dwight Eisenhower, thank you for the 23 months of Prime sub. It's just 1 month away from 2 years. It's be a very Merry Christmas. Oh, yep, set time back in motion. Alright. Let's take a look at the galaxy for a second here. It looks like the Tronzaru core have pretty much reached the limits of their expansion. The League could maybe still go in this direction. The Hive are stunted. I wouldn't be surprised if the Hive it gets destroyed in the next few years. Luckily, we seem to have come out ahead on a lot of these empires. Their fleet strength is equivalent to us, a lot of them.
Construction
Oh,
venture completed.
oh, whoops. We're kind of on par with a lot of the people that are technically above us. That was misleading, wasn't it? Terra, stop crying. I'll get the Empire sprawl under control soon, but I'm going to fix kind of our natural frontiers before the end of the century. This means I'll probably make a few colonies. But I know what I'm doing to an extent. I just have to make sure our consumer goods income stays high. Because I'll need to turn those consumer goods into administrative capacity through the bureaucrats. Quinn's a professional. Don't go that far. You don't have to go that far. I at least know the general mechanics of the game, to the point where I know I'm hurting myself right now with a bit of a tech drop, but I feel like the land I'm amassing now at the cost of Empire Sprawl will come back for us. Like, if we can get a few colonies dedicated to tech research, it really won't matter that we're kind of behind right now. I'd rather have a large landmass, I say in finger quotes, to toy with without having to go to war every 50 years right now than have good Empire Sprawl, but have to keep picking away at my rivals to get good land. It's a cost-benefit analysis. Oh, hey! Our little space amoeba grew up. Now it has a giant ass. Sadly, we cannot give it we can't give it a name, or rather, we have to pick one of these. Actually, okay, I'm not calling it Fluffy, but these are your picks. Spam the chat, whichever one you like the most. Yeah, no, Vegeta Jr. I wish we could give it its own name. Actually, you know what? I wonder if I can pick one of these and then just rename it like a ship. The thing with polls is I can only give you 5 choices, and this is more than 5. I'm seeing a lot of Wraith. So let's start with Wraith. And then I actually want to see... Okay, here we go. I can rename it. So... I'm going to close my eyes, and everyone who is a sub can pitch me a name for our space amoeba. And when I open them, the first one I see will be its name. And now. Oh, the first one I saw from Jubberwocky was Laboon, and I like it. I don't follow One Piece anymore, but I remember that story. Laboon it is. Yes, I know. I see people saying Vegeta Jr. 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 now, but... You tug at my heartstrings, and it was the first thing I see. How can I resist? Is it still guarding the science ship? It is not. You know what? Let's see, which one of these is follow this ship? I forget which one it is. I know it's here somewhere. I've seen you do it. Come on. I know it's here. I know there is a button I can press that is, hey, guard this thing. Is it this one? Yeah, no, that's attack target. Actually, what if I just right-click it? Okay, that seems to have worked. Oh, Lord Inquisitor Tulip! Thank you for the 2-month sub. Greetings, I have been studying your Voxcast to see if you are keeping to the Imperial Creed and remain loyal to the God Emperor of Mankind. Congratulations, your heresy class has moved from not heretic to Imperial citizen. Praise the Omnissiah! I am always loyal to the Emperor. Just like the Space Marines. And Zero Wag, thank you for the 28th month resub. Does the ship have a muffin button? A blood mutton button, but oh boy, a blood muffin button, probably. We do have replication technology. Alright, speaking of... the upgrade for that will probably come sooner than the upgrade for this, so...
An anomaly has been discovered.
A bluffin button, exactly. Or a bluefin button.
A system survey has concluded.
Wish it was that ship from Farscape. Wow. The Moya, right? Moya was the name of the ship from Farscape? That tracks. Isn't there a Space Marine Legion that is made of vampires? I feel like there is. There's the Blood Ravens, which were created by Relic, so the Bloody Magpies. The Blood Angels? I know specifically there is a Legion that eats flesh because it gives them a vision of their Primarch. Okay, Blood Angels, alright. First guess. The Blood Ravens were never my first guess because I just know they're famous for stealing stuff. Alright, let's see. Outfield is still not getting trade value collected, but I think I can do that by upgrading the Goomba starport later. Actually, I could probably... I don't exactly want to compromise having a shipyard. Because if there's ever a fight up here, I want these star bases to be able to help reinforce the fleet. Go kill the Space Dragon. We are not strong enough to take the Space Dragon. I would need to collect all of our fleets together, and even then, I don't think their combined, what, 3,000, maybe 4,000 fleet power would be enough. I know having a numerical advantage over that dragon helps, because I think it only has its beam weapon, but every time it fires that beam, a ship gets destroyed. So we definitely have to win the battle of attrition, and I'm not confident we can. Not even Laboon could take the dragon. If the dragon had a fleet power, I would imagine it's probably somewhere around 20,000 to 30,000. Laboon's fleet power is 500. Hello, Rigian Commerce Exchange. I'm very envious of the Magyar Sovereignty's expansion here.
A system survey has concluded.
Alright, you know what? I think we're nearing a point where the Red Cross Blood Drive fleet can get reinforced. I don't want you doing that. Stop. If you're going to do that, come back over here and start working on some of this stuff. Honestly, in most of my games, I don't neglect the archaeological sites too much because they usually come up with something really neat. especially depending on what kind of fallen empires have spawned in the game. There should be at least one on the map. We haven't met any of them. And then there's this. I do not like that we're sharing a board with these guys. Granted, even if the League took over this whole cluster, they'd get run over. If the Corsairs? Yeah, if the Corsairs ever got like a leader and decide to be a real empire, they'd screw us big time. Frostbitten Warlock, thank you for the 22-month resub. 22 months and counting. Really been enjoying these playthroughs. Hope you're having a good day, man. I am. It was kind of a long day. Had to go to the grocery store. And for some reason, even when I go to the grocery store at like 2 o'clock on a Tuesday, there are just massive lines.
A study has been completed.
Alright, now we're getting some interesting technology.
Steering clear of belligerents.
Oh, they're belligerents again? UV laser is a good tech, but I'm wondering if I shouldn't get disruptors. They have low DPS, but they just ignore shields and armor. Meanwhile, we have this cutting laser. Remind me about the plasma thrower. Okay, so we already have the weapon we want to do damage to armor. Yeah, you know, it's fair. During this week, I guess I should just expect the grocery stores to really be busy with Thanksgiving prep, which isn't wise, but I can't stop that tide. Yeah, let's go ahead and unlocks the energy weapons path. I definitely want to keep on that track, even though that 45 months isn't going to be a good... Oh, did we find the crystal home system? They're not aggressive, they're not even attacking you. Oh well. Okay, not that strong. A good buffed fleet could take care of that, but not Laboon. Wait. Oh, okay, I remember you. Yeah, you are just not that strong. Go to Sol. I don't know what to do with you right now. Wait a minute. Why is this survey not getting done? I work at 1, it needs saving. Save me, Quinn. Damn, Judge, I'm sorry, I don't know what to do for you. Gem Homeworld. That's... when we take that system, that may be a good name for it. Someone remind me of that. I'm not going to remember. Form Galactic Council. We are not strong enough to be on it, so I'm actually going to change my mind and oppose that. What did the Ready Shield do? I'm gonna abstain for now. I don't remember what it does. That actually would have been useful during the last war, but I think I'll make sure we can get all the tiles on our planets used. Question, do you enjoy any particular mods, particularly of total conversion flavor? Honestly... Oh, so many people talking about the sprawl. Guys, I can see it, and I know it's not good. But I can only build so many administration offices without compromising my consumer goods production. So I usually don't get mods. No particular reason. can't really say I had a bad experience with one. It's just either I like the game as is, or I get bored with it and move on to something else. I don't, unless it's like, ooh, I wish there was just one particular thing that changed and there's a mod out there that does it. I don't go out there looking for one. I did look at the Homeworld 2 mods a lot when I was younger. I never got them because I was too young to know how to make them work. And I didn't want to bug my dad, even though the game was on his computer. See, there, I'll take that. 25% reduction. Not that that did much. But the complex Homeworld mods that added like all these new ship types and different game mechanics, I really liked looking at that, but I never can say I got them. Magnesium with 100 bits, but Quinn, you used to be a mod. Damn it, you got me. You got me there. Crusader Kings 2 mod that changed it into a Game of Thrones setting. I looked at those. I didn't pay attention to them at the time because I was still watching the show and didn't want spoilers. Obviously now I've stopped caring. Oh, but hey, we've got our space piracy example. They've showed up in the Star Platinum system. Pirates, we don't need that scum. So by themselves, they'll take out the starbase and wreck our shit. But luckily, in the Prolapse system, we have a nearby fleet. So let's go take care of that. If I had good alloy income, I'd start buffing the defenses on these systems, but I don't, so that's what the Morbid Swarm's for. Sky shadowing. I didn't pay attention then because I don't like spoilers, and I don't pay attention now because Game of Thrones wound up sucking. At least when in the context of the show, that's pretty much spot on. Should we start throwing up admirals? I'd like our energy credit income to be a bit better to keep with that upkeep. Though granted, that's probably more for the fleets themselves than the admiralties. But when we're at war, I definitely want all the fleets to have admirals. But for now, I'm gonna somewhat neglect that. Okay, we definitely need this. The star holds good tech. It would let us buff our star bases more. But for now, I definitely need to get those civilian industries up and going. Margin Hercule, you know, what if George R.R. Martin used the show as a guinea pig? I don't think so, honestly, because he backed out of writing at, like, what, Season 5, Season 6? And lo and behold, that's when all the cracks that were there, thanks to, I don't want to say D&D, because obviously in my mind that conjures Dungeons & Dragons more than it does the showrunners, but when the showrunners took over, the cracks that were already there pretty much burst open. I'm never a fan of the, you know, I have thoughts, but this person explains them a lot better in like a 2-hour video essay. But Lindsay Ellis has a great two-parter talking about just kind of where the show went off the rails and then careened into the bank. Oop, that's my phone. That shouldn't be vibrating so loudly. Bad phone. Don't do that. You scared me. Benioff and Weiss. I knew Benioff. Ugh. I knew him because the last name was so weird. What is worse, late Game of Thrones or the Dune sequels? I would say late Game of Thrones. Because the thing about the Dune sequels is their merit. Like, I don't like them because, I mean, if we're talking about the Brian Herbert editions, I just don't like the aspects it added to the universe. Obviously, I feel like my imagination did it a lot better. Surprise, surprise. Wholly subjective. But the thing about Game of Thrones is they wrote a plot line that was objectively broken and therefore fell apart. Story collapse. There was the phrase I was looking for. That involves going through a lot of territory of closed borders. Oh, okay, and so another thing about pirates. If they take over the starbase in the system, they get to build one of these, which is annoying. But if you destroy it... Blaster Master guy. Yeah, no, and that's the problem with taking so long on something when we're all stuck on this mortal coil is the ending to Game of Thrones may only be the show. Unless Martin leaves comprehensive enough notes for someone else to finish off. And even then, it would never be the same, because it's always someone else's work. Go get yourself repaired. And then we'll restart the patrol. Okay, let's start getting a few... I can feel your rage now, people. Yes, I am building more starbases, increasing our sprawl, but the spice must flow. That tracks, doesn't it? Yeah, no, Star Platinum is one of ours. The thing is, like I said earlier, the fact that we have so much trade going through it means that there's a risk that a pirate fleet will just randomly spawn there. And if they spawn there and are more powerful than the starbase, which unless I build defenses, they will be, they'll take the system and then build one of their own bases there. If it's been done before already, can one of the new systems be named... so, oddly enough, so you asked for Canopus. The funny thing is, most of the time when I play this game, one of these systems is called Arrakis. So, surprise, surprise, there are sci-fi nerds at Paradox, but probably not going to be one of the systems we claim. But in about 10 minutes, I'll set us on pause and then see what new systems need to be renamed. Yeah, see, Sage Bridge has it. I feel a lot of sprawl fits with the vampires caring more for ruling a lot of area, not caring for the places they already own. See, it's totally canon, guys. It's not my playstyle, it's just how the vampires rule. I approve of this interpretation. Alright, what's a good thing to put here? Lot of mining districts possible. I think we might want to turn this into another Civilian Industries, and then after that, who knows? Alright, so, okay, you can finish with that sound effect now. Thing about excavation sites, because I don't think we've... I explained the Rubicator only to the point where it allowed us to get that nice planet. So, these digs are essentially small stories, where as time goes on, you have your researcher rolling for clues, and depending on how many clues they have, eventually they'll have a breakthrough, which moves you to the next phase of the story. Here, I can't... There we go. So, here we have Moonbug. Even with the naked eye, it is easy to see something highly irregular in the shape of Homeostasis 3. The smooth curvature of the surface is suddenly interrupted by a gigantic spherical bump. At some point, a moon or large asteroid collided with the planet, but must have done so in a fairly delicate manner, merely lodging itself in the planet's crust rather than rending it asunder. Not rendering. Preliminary excavations indicate that the celestial object came straight down on top of a spiraling city. At the time of the impact, the inhabitants were at a technological area on par with early spaceflight. As Homeostasis 3 currently does not sustain any sapient species, it is reasonable to assume that the event was the beginning of the end for the civilization. It is unclear whether the giant rock landed smack on top of the city by design, or if it is just a bizarre, catastrophic accident. And every time we complete one of these phases, we get minor artifacts, which, if I go over here, we can spend on certain things. Most of the thing I would want to spend it on is stuff that we can't even see yet, so that's just how that's going to stay.
Construction venture completed.
Alright, humans. Go make a good world for us. You know what? I'll send the humans with the brain slug hosts and just see how that turns out. Alright, and it's almost 8 o'clock, so you know what? I'm going to go ahead and pause this and make the first thing we name be this colony I'm about to start. So, if you have subbed, and preferably if you have subbed, let's say this stream, go ahead and pitch me a name. Ooh, Lord Inquisitor Tulip with Prospero. You know, I know I'm usually first come, first serve, but I waited for that one, but I like it. Not only does it have its root in 40k, which I'm sure is what Lord Inquisitor Tulip was aiming for, but Prospero, just that nice kind of old fiction, go for it. Blaster Master guy, you may not see a vamp colony, because the thing about vamps is they have to come from somewhere. It's not impossible for us to colonize a place with vamps, but we always want to send someone that can breed faster than us, so when we show up later, we don't hamper the growth of the colony. Because vampires are slow breeders. I also find it funny that it's Prospero in Coagulaville, seeing as it's the Red Death, being so famous from there. Vampires are sex gods. How can they be slow breeders? Well, welcome to Tiny Train World. I would say just because they like having sex doesn't mean that the act always results in offspring. Oh, this one's a bit of a banger. My head's bopping. Uh-oh, looks like one of the colonies, one of the primitive planets we were looking at has now gotten gunpowder. Now, speaking of, freeze the system 69. How have you guys bounced back? To 12, okay. I think we're gonna make a quick stop over here for more slaves. Or they wear protection. Sagebridge has it right. There are many roads to Rome. All right. Let's see. How many systems do we have that we haven't named yet? I think it's only like 2. That one, that one. Oh, okay, and these 2. So 4. Yeah, only 4 systems. All right. So I know people have been pitching names already, but I need 4 system names. Ah, Loki the Trickster with Judas. All right. Let's make that one the Frontier system. And while people are posting names, I'll answer a question I saw. Vorpalim, why am I not just stealing all of the primitives and then recolonizing them with them? In order to recolonize with them, I'd have to change their rights. Let's see here. At the moment, I'm having the people I'm kidnapping there be chattel slaves, which makes them a bit more disposable, but I can't colonize with them. I could actually... Yeah, if I allowed colonization, I have to change their slavery type. Which at the moment, like, I can do it. I can make them indentured servants, which actually means they can do more jobs. But they get more political power, they get more uppity. I just don't like it. I don't like the idea of having them... And plus, they're tomb worlds. They don't... Like, let me double check what they have on them. Like, yeah, they're not good... They're not bad bases for minerals, like for mining worlds. But I just kind of like the idea that I keep these planets alive long enough for me to... I'm a bit like the Wraith from Stargate. I let them repopulate, then I show up, take a whole bunch of slaves, but leave survivors. Yeah, they're not bad planets. I get a whole lot of mineral income out of this, which means I get a whole lot of consumer goods if I choose to go that way. It's just I can't just invade them because then we have the tech penalty for 10 years. And then if I take them all out, I'd have to change their rights as slaves to recolonize with them. I'll probably resort to that one day, but for the moment, I'm going to stick to developed colonies. Not slaves, prisoners with jobs. Yes, thank you for correcting me, Lincoln Shark. More vamps on Earth. Kalu Kalay. Alright, an archaeological site is finished. Oh, and I just forgot I was doing all this so I could eat up time while you guys pitch me system names. I'll get back to those in a moment. The mystery of the crashed moon has been solved. The city it landed on was utterly destroyed, of course, so it was a ruined suburb outside the impact zone that the revelation was found. A digital fragment recorded mere hours before the calamity struck spoke of strange lights and electromagnetic readings in the night sky. A bright flash was seen, and within minutes the moon was slowly descending towards the doomed city. It is established, with a very small margin of error, that vessels of some powerful alien civilization appeared over Homeostasis 3 and deliberately nudged the moon out of its geosynchronous orbit and towards the surface. They appear to have deliberately slowed the moon's descent, although we cannot say if this was due to an intentional effort to preserve the rest of the world for their own later colonization, a psychological warfare tactic of mass terrorization, or something else entirely. I'm starting to think this is a reference to Legend of Zelda. But hey, we got some tech out of that. Alright, anyway, for other system names, I'm seeing Burn from Morrowind. Or is it Burnay? Please correct me. And then I'm also seeing... Alright. Lone Star. If I could find a system with just a sun, I would call it that, but I feel like that's a bit of a needle in a haystack. Alright, and this one actually should already have a colony going to it. Oh no, this is an Ocean Works. We haven't colonized this yet. Let's see. Any other names? Ooh, Vant Planet with a good one. Kane. Alright, back to the game. Oh, you wanted Lone Star to have 2 R's. Okay.
Construction venture completed.
Alright, and you're done with that, so come over here. Actually, let's go ahead and have you research some of these anomalies, because there's a lot of them.
Study has been completed.
Ooh, this is good for trade. I'll take that. Hey, Solo. Oh, someone's closed their borders. The Wee-Zaraki alignment, who were so far away that really wouldn't matter. Uh-oh, we got a housing problem on Earth. Well, I don't want to get rid of anything here just yet. We need them for jobs. 2 more pops show up and we can build something here to help with the housing problem. For now, you need employment. This place needs food. You need employment. Can I get rid of that yet? I have to find a way to get rid of this kelp. What the? So many games being listed now. I missed the original question. Ah, someone got a new gaming laptop. Any suggestions on my first game for it should be Stellaris, of course. Couldn't help it. Uh, my gaming recommendations usually stink, but you know, if you've been following these playthroughs with me and Grant, like Civ 6 and Stellaris are pretty good. If you don't mind going to the Epic Games Store, which I understand people have problems with, they do usually have pretty good games up for free if you catch them at specific windows. I actually just got Elite Dangerous for my PC through the Epic Games Store. I already bought it on my PS4 because I had the PS4 before I had a good gaming PC, and boy, I liked playing it with a controller better. Like, I know there's a more advanced controller you can hook up to your computer, but with just a mouse and keyboard, just so many buttons. Wait, why would people have a problem with the Epic Games Store? Some of their tactics to kind of secure games are not friendly to the general public. Especially when it comes to games that were like on Kickstarter and said, hey, if you back the game, you can get it on Steam and whatnot. Only for the game to go, Epic made us a great offer, so we're not going to put it on Steam for like a year. Sorry. Let's see. We have another story here. The surface of this small asteroid is covered in robot debris, trapped in its weak gravity field. All of it appears military in nature, and there are enough combat droids here to outfit several armies had they not been shattered beyond all repair. Oh good, free robots. Upon closer examination, the smashed droids found on the surface of Not Gonna Try appear to originate from two distinct cultures. Technologically, the droids must have been evenly matched when they still function, but there are many subtle differences that hit at different design origins. If this helps us with our robot check, I'm all for it. And then, of course, you have their whole spat with Apple, which honestly is childish. I honestly hated them putting out that frickin' Fortnite clip that mocked the Apple Store, not Apple Store, but the Apple product commercial from ages ago. And then it was like, oh, we're doing the noble fight. Us, Epic, a multi-million, if not billion-dollar company fighting Apple, another multi-billion-dollar company. Truly, we are the underdog. Little guy, fighting for your rights. Like, go fuck yourself. You are fighting for, as all things, more money. Do not try and sound like you're nobly fighting for the consumer. And of course, they have that clip ready to go right when Apple logically responds with taking Fortnite off the game store. When Epic goes, we're not paying the tithe to you anymore. We're keeping all the money. Moo ha ha ha. Ugh, so petty. This planet actually is doing pretty good with its production. A Stallion 05, thank you for the 43-month resub. Man, 43 months. It's hard to believe we've been streaming for that long. I remember back when I first joined up back in, let's see, 2017? Ugh. Lifetime ago. Wasn't there a Voyager episode about two warring robot armies? There may have been. Honestly, when it comes to Voyager, there's not much about specific episodes that I remember. Housing here is still a mess because you guys won't want to breed. Okay, that's still growing, but very slowly. Darhesh shuttle. So a Darhesh shuttle was running from the Darhesh Corsairs. Okay. Alright, yeah, no, I guess we're just gonna salvage that. Can't wait for them to get annoyed by it later. Delta Thunder, I remember the Cthulhu board game. Do you remember? Be more specific about the, I'm going to assume, Cthulhu board game. There are always several. I was always a fan of Arkham Horror, the kind of tabletop, not exactly RPG, but you had a character, you could change some of their stats, and you moved about the board, got money, went into random events, fought monsters. I like that one a lot. Alright, who is not doing something right now? Yeah, you're just sitting there because I don't know what to do with you. Maybe... could probably park you. Oh yeah, you know what? You... no, not the trade hub. The fleet. You need to go back to patrolling. You can actually probably sit... yeah, you know what? It's not the best ship for this because it's only one, but... why is Laboon here? Oh, okay, Laboon was following you. Got it. Well, not anymore. Ion thrusters or a better gun? Same amount of time, get me the better gun. Ooh, we've got a whole lot of influence. Oh, okay, the spelling game. Unspeakable Words, was that it? That was, it wasn't that... okay, yeah, no, that was definitely back in 2019. I was trying to think, wait, no, did we do that in 2020? No way we did that in 2020. But then again, this has been the longest 10 years of my life, so hard to say for certain. Let's spend some of it on this. Give me... stability's nice. We're not serving much anymore. Getting more star bases would be nice. But the Empire Sprawl goes up, which we definitely don't want. So how about capacity subsidies? And we'll just leave it at that for now. What civics? Our civics are feudal society, which means if we ever take over other countries or species, they don't hate us as much. And then nationalistic zeal, which helps us claim things a bit more cheaply. And of course, we get less war exhaustion, which will help when we're fighting people. Which, you know, we're at a moment of peace now while I cover our expansion to the galactic rim. But I have a feeling we'll be fighting shrimp people and robot jellyfish and what are you again? Plant spider people very soon. I already have a couple of bureaucratic centers. I don't think I can pick a better colony designation. Yeah, no, bureaucratic center is definitely the best fit for this one. The problem is I just don't have enough people.
A study has been completed.
Let's see here. Increased trade value. That's definitely... okay, no, we need this. Go get that so I can upgrade those systems. Alright, speaking of, you can go ahead and give me one of these. Actually, not a lot of positive income with that. It was an automatic designation, but, yeah, build that. Yeah. Sure. We're always a fan of meddling. And it's on the way.
Construction venture completed.
Stomping Ranger and Ajegun Zero, thank you for the resubs. Alright, another archaeological project. Seemingly unremarkable at first, closer examination of an asteroid has revealed that it is an artificial construct designed to mimic a natural asteroid. As the science ship approaches, a vast and time-worn door is revealed. Who would have built such a thing and why? Perhaps the answers are inside. Is the Kaiser still alive? I'm pretty sure he is. Yep. He's getting up there in years. I think he's got another 70 to 80 years on him before Crown Prince Emir takes the throne. Alright, how are our slave systems doing? You can still last for a little bit. Don't mind the atomic explosions. Okay, I think the robot production's gotten a bit out of hand since I can't keep up with the influx of what I can only assume to be unemployed robots. Oh, they're Ceramos. That doesn't really change my calculation.
Establishing a new colony.
Probably better to actually just send you elsewhere then. Let's do Vampeta's Way. Oh, whoops. Wait. That's not right. I thought you had unemployment. Why are you telling me you have jobs then? Probably for upper class. Then we'll have to be a bit more selective. Let's see, who has a lot of jobs that are especially for lower class? Nobody. Except mean. They have... what is their... okay. Not very clear about that stuff. You must be this rich to be employed. It has also something to do with specialized skills. Like, you don't expect someone who, you know, it's arbitrary, but there's a different skill level in the labor. Oh, AHJ Guns. Okay, thank you for the 100 bits and for the correction. Based off my dad's old gun shop name. Alright, so obviously we need more districts here, but I'm tired of this sprawl I have to deal with for each one. I should get rid of that blocker, but I don't have the tech. Alright, guess you're a farmer. You're a miner. 49er. Oh my darling, oh my darling, oh my darling vampire time. You are lost 'cause Dudley took you. Nope.
Construction venture completed.
Wait, you found this on the front page? Is this on the front page? Oh, so this sector here comes by default. You can't name it. Right? Pretty sure you can't name it.
Construction venture completed.
Yeah. So the frontier sector is just the sector of colonies that do not fall into any other sector. Nope, that's the wrong thing. That's what I'm looking for. I could make a sector, and then that could be named, but I have to make two. One for just mean, and then another for Prospero.
Construction venture completed.
I don't want to make a one-system sector, even if it means I can appoint a governor. That just seems kind of a waste. I know there's a technology that expands the sector limits to one extra jump point. I'd want to aim for that before making another sector. Ooh, Asteroid Vault. Centralized command technology. Or at least available to research. There is, I think it's a rare tech, but I know one exists. Lumpy Puppy, thank you for the 44-month resub. Okay, the robot battlefield. The asteroid does not seem to have simply been a dumping ground for broken droids. It may have served as an actual battlefield where they were destroyed. The many layers of debris suggest a series of very intense battles waged intermittently across the better part of 2 centuries. Exactly why the 2 interstellar powers would commit such vast resources towards waging a massive ground war on a small and unremarkable asteroid remains an unanswered question. Placing all bets. Why were they fighting over the asteroid? Starbase upkeep. That may be useful. Let's go for that. Oh, and we get an Ascension Perk. There's one that helps us with Empire Sprawl. Did I not already get it? No, okay. I got the one that let me invade people. I'm tempted to go with this one, though. I know people probably want me to get the Imperial Prerogative, which ups our administrative capacity, but I like the rare techs. Me likey rare techs. Alright. Give me the rare text, game.
Construction venture completed.
Are we the LA of the galaxy? I mean, what factors would make something the LA of the galaxy? I need to hear those first before I can say yes or no. Sprawl. Eh. Oh boy. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Mutagen. Is it really? Oh, Mutagon. Merchant Guild. Well met. Now get out of my territory. Wait, what happened to the... Didn't I... Okay, you... Go over here. Oh, wait, no, that's fine. You stay here. Forgot why I put you there.
A special project is complete.
Yeah, that's enough for now. I haven't completely depopulated the planet, but I am starting to run out of places to put these people. Why are you even here? Oh, because you ascended. Alright, well... I think Vimpetta's Way has plenty of places for someone of your skill level. Go. Perfect. Now I can build that. When in doubt, this building offers 5 clerk jobs, which increases trade value and amenities. So if you have a large unemployment figure and building more districts isn't really palatable, if you have a building slot, build a commercial zone. That's my tip. Is it an expert tip? No clue, but it's a tip. And just the tip. Zerno, thank you for the 42-month resub. 20-month streak. Over a year. And then, of course, you've been subbing to us for almost 4 years. Let that not be ignored.
A study has been completed. Construction venture completed.
Was that a free habitat tech option? I don't think so. It didn't look like it was. That's pretty good with all the stuff I'm looking at. But having more consumer goods is also good. 65 months, 33, let's go with that. You're done, okay. What is a system that looks nice and juicy and kind of worth the sprawl to take over? That's a whole lot of energy credits and alloys, go there. There, I've prioritized the bureaucrat position on all the planets with administrative offices. The sprawl will go down, or rather, my capacity will go up. You know, for a game that's been here so long, I mean, each track is 2 to 4 minutes at least. It just kind of feels like in one stream we go through almost the entire playlist each and every time. I may look elsewhere for more music. It's just that at least I can play this music and not have to deal with like any claims on either this or the archive.
A study has been completed.
Let's see. Go ahead and get a few more energy credits. Crystal mines, I'm looking at you. Oh, either that or better. Ooh, hold on. There's actually a lot of good techs here. This stuff I keep permanently so I can get it whenever I want, but 19 months for a rare resource, 14 months for more alloy income, but I may have to use a special resource anyway. And then the star hold. Crystal mines come first. Because the problem is, when you start upgrading basic buildings, these guys, the upgraded building needs a special resource like crystal, like exotic gases, like volatile motes in order to function. So I need to get the tech that lets me get those resources before I can get the tech that lets me upgrade the buildings. Oh boy, I needed this one so bad. So many blockers need this tech. Hatling Empire, thank you for the tip. That sounds like that's very neat, but also sounds very expensive to build because it makes sense if you have one. Because I know the trade routes treat gateways as a single jump point. So if I had gateways in every system and then one collection point with a gateway, it would act like all roads lead to Rome, and it's an immediate jump. But at the same time, I'd have to spend a lot of alloys and a lot of, I think, influence on building those gateways. So, like an empire this big, it seems somewhat untenable. And that's also a good point, because granted, if you come to the point where you're able to build a gateway in every single one of your systems, you probably also have fleets, and then you have one powerful fleet that can jump anywhere in your empire in one go. But yeah, if you do get invaded on the periphery, they get into your gateway and then can show up anywhere in your empire. It seems like a very, very risky maneuver. I'm not sure. I didn't know you could turn gateways off, honestly.
A special project.
That's nice. I'll collect the first league stuff in a moment. Let's see, you've got some mineral income, but definitely not enough to support that sort of stuff, so go with the energy grid. Is the scientist done? You are. Okay, so... Good point. The power of trade gives you the ability to buy the alloys. Yep, nope, that's fair. I did not consider that. The L gates don't work that way, but if you get into the cluster and build another gateway, then the same principle would apply. Is it? Hold on. I can kind of see what you're talking about over here, but, well, for one, I'm going to fill that in. And then for two, if you extend it to the top, you get this just vague lump around the interior. Are there really no anomalies left in the Empire? Okay, well that one's working on that. Just head down to Karen's Grip. That's always a nice place to hang out. Quinn, which empire do you estimate will be destroyed first? It is not looking good for the ugly Nolix Hive. They have 3 systems to their name. It looks like all they need to do is piss off the Trade Association and they're dead. The Corsairs, while tiny, are very powerful. Like, see those fleets? We could send every ship we have to this one system and they'd all be destroyed. So they're going to stick around for a while until either myself or the League can get the fleet power necessary to crush them. The core aren't exactly weak. Probably, yeah, no, they probably learned their lesson after their war with us and have built up their fleets. So I think if there was any empire that get knocked off first that we've met, it's the Hive. Oh wow, there are no jobs left. Oh, we've maxed out on influence again. I wish I had more stuff to spend influence on. I mean, I could start claiming systems, but the only reason I was claiming systems in the first place was to get good kind of natural frontiers. It might be worth... That's a lot of stuff to snag. Like, I'd have to get this, and this, and then all of those systems. Just to get up to another natural frontier with the League. I could do another edict. Did I get another good one? Map the stars, irrelevant, because I'm not really doing that. Fortify the border would be good, but it also would increase the Empire sprawl by a lot, and I'm almost got it capped. Let's go... Yeah, let's go with information quarantine. Gonna lock that shit down. Who cares if it's good? I mean, I can spend the influence on a whole lot of stuff, so I do want to spend it on stuff that will ultimately matter. Like, I could claim all these systems in the League, so when if we ever go to war with them, we can get a whole nice cluster out of the deal.
A special project is complete.
Okay, you have other orders. You can build that without increasing our sprawl too much. Oh, we need a whole lot of crystal for that. I could buy it. But the problem is it needs upkeep as well. Oh! Oh, that was a good stretch. I needed that badly. I miss Sword of the Stars. I miss Sword of the Stars as well. Sword of the Stars 1 was one of the 4X, was, I think, aside from Civilization 4, the only 4X game I, like, spent hundreds of hours on. Ooh, that's not bad, but also very expensive. Enforcers are nice, but I don't really need them right now. Yeah, I mean, we already technically have this thanks to our Civic, but getting double it is also pretty good. I just don't want to pass up on this track, especially since it actually gives us more administration. Oh wait, no, I'm thinking bureaucrats. I need bureaucrats for the Empire Sprawl. Yeah, sure. Anyway, yeah, Sword of the Stars was really good. I, unfortunately, was really disappointed by the sequel. Not only did it have a really botched release, but even when they were done with the game, what was there was pretty messy. Honestly, if I could have Sword of the Stars 1 with, like, Sword of the Stars 2 graphics, I would. Especially since I really like playing as Hivers. But their ships are so ugly in Sword of the Stars 1. And they look so good in Sword of the Stars 2. Alright. Earth is getting its housing problem solved. Prospero is almost colonized. You guys are getting upgraded, right? Wait, where are you going? I thought... well, you can get upgraded over there. Wait. Why are you going through that system? Yeah, of course you're not getting any trade value to the capital. You're going through a system with a dragon in it. You. Don't do that. Go to Space Australia instead. That way you actually get the money. Alright, back to the robot battles. Our archaeologists have learned that after a long and bitter war, the two empires inhabiting this corner of the galaxy some 200,000 years ago signed a treaty compelling them to settle all future disputes with arranged and highly regulated combat engagements between robotic armies. The asteroid was chosen at the site of these battles. The treaty appears to have been upheld for nearly 2 centuries, preventing the outbreak of armed hostilities on numerous occasions until one of the empires was caught cheating. So essentially they turned it into their Grand Prix. Alright, so that site's done. Yeah, imagine them a Ford v Ferrari, but with robots. That would have been amazing. Man, there's just not a lot to look at right now. I guess I'll go ahead and send you on automatic exploration again. Just see what you find out. Ooh. What would this need? Exotic gases, which I am making. But I also want more research alternatives. Darn. Do it.
Our vessels have been reinvigorated.
Alright. Patrol.
There's a light over at the newly established colony.
That's a very nice line. I like it. Okay, our mineral production's pretty good, so we can have a planet with a deficit. So let's go ahead and give you guys a generator world, or generator district at least. Now let's get rid of some of these penalties. Crystal mines, huzzah!
A special project is complete.
Alright, so how many of these First League artifacts do we have now? 4. 5, because we bought one, I remember that. We need one more, and then a new system will be revealed with another relic planet on it.
Construction venture.
Which we will abuse maliciously. I wish I could upgrade this. For now, I'll settle for that. Ooh, yeah, no, winged statues. We must learn more. We are ever curious vampires, are we? Where is this? Vampetta's Way. Didn't I just... Yeah, I guess what you're digging up. Oh, geez, that's some thunder. So, funny story. Our power's been going out a lot today, and I was actually going to warn you guys, but I forgot. So,
Construction venture completed.
the thing is, I'm still not sure why the power was going out, because this storm that's coming tonight is actually the only one with lightning in it. The other one was just a bunch of showers. So it was just odd that I was actually getting ready to go shopping for dinner tonight and tomorrow, only to have the power go out like that. Snap, damn you, snap. And then I went to the grocery store and everything was fine. It was like my neighborhood and only my neighborhood had the power out. And I never found out why.
Construction venture completed.
Heavy enough rain, you're right. You're definitely right about that. But that's the thing. It was not heavy rain. It was scattered showers. Ultimately, probably not even a whole inch ended up on the ground. The History of Rome podcast is pretty good. Is that the one by... Don't tell me his name. Oh my gosh, I've listened to it so much. But he went on hiatus to write that Lafayette book, so I haven't been able to listen to him much. Damn it. Man, I can remember the intro to Revolutions and everything, but what is that guy's name? Oh, I feel so bad, because I really liked his podcast. I wish he comes back from writing that book. Oh my gosh, now I feel bad. Anyway, so the guy that did the History of Rome podcast moved on to kind of cataloging noteworthy revolutions. And he's currently on the Russian Revolution just after the reforms that were done after the loss in the Russo-Japanese War. Essentially, he's broken it down, and I assume he's following the historiography of it, that there were kind of two major parts of the Russian Revolution that kind of build up to where we have Tsar Nicholas II, then his attempt at reform after the loss of the Russo-Japanese War, then he backpedaled, and then you end up having part 2 that ties into the loss during World War I and the ultimate revolution from the Bolsheviks, and the Red and the White War. Actually, that's probably not the best one to call it, but the Russian Civil War between the Reds and the Whites, the loyal royalists and the... Would you even call them Bolsheviks at that point, or would you just call them the Red Army? Anyway, good podcast. I remember back in 2016 when I had to make a whole lot of trips in my car. Like, I think I'd probably spend 3 to 4 hours in my car every other day. I just pretty much gorged myself on his French Revolution series, and that was great. Like, he went into it in such particular detail that I felt like I was back in a history lecture, which I like. Some people may not, because it is delivered in a very kind of enthusiastic lecture style, so it's not bereft of humor, but it is pretty much the facts told in a close to a narrative context as you can get, which I like a lot. Like, that's how I learned history, and I ended up getting a degree in history as my undergrad. And then I went to law school, where it was still lectures, but also the Socratic method, and not as fun. Until you get to the Property 101 class, where you can talk about the Court of Appeals that decide to add a whole bunch of ghost puns into the case. That one's kind of a benchmark, because it's the one time you can read a court opinion and be very amused by not just the context it touches upon, but the actual wording. Alright, still enjoying Karen's grip? Hey, space squiddies. Yeah, you stay there. Up, and we're tapped out influence again. You know what? I'm just gonna do it. The League has been a thorn in our side for quite some time. Having this whole cluster to ourselves would be pretty nice, so I'm going to go ahead and make these claims. I think that's a good choke point for now, so there. 500 influence gone, and if we ever go to war with them, we can snag some territory. All right, you know what? I'm gonna add one more because we're getting close to 9 o'clock. I'm gonna add one more Twitch poll in because I want you guys to help me decide something. Because I've been thinking. So let me pull this up for context. We have gotten a good portion of the galaxy discovered. There are some dark spots, and I do know that at least in one of these dark spots, a fallen empire is waiting. But at the moment, one of the most powerful empires here is the authority of Civics, and they border us. So the thing I've been wondering right now is whether we should try and improve our relations with the authority, at least to the point where we can get a non-aggression pact out of them. Because if we can keep that border secure while we continue to consolidate what we've gained, I think, that's resources I can rededicate elsewhere. But the thing is, in order to improve relations, I have to send my envoy from the galactic community where it has been, where he has been, or she, I actually don't know who the envoy is. Where he has been improving our political power to the point where he actually trumped a lot of the other powers that are about at our level. I'd have to take him out and send him to the authority to improve our relations. But if we have him there for probably not even 10 years, we could get a few beneficial treaties out of the authority and secure the border. So I've put it in Twitch poll so you guys can decide. But I can see it going either way. At the moment, the authority doesn't hate us. Like, they're wary of us, which means we're not really going to get any deals out of them. But they also aren't on the warpath like, say, maybe the League or the Core are. But at the same time, we'd be compromising our position in the galactic community where, not by ourselves, but if a few other people go our way, we can swing votes. And there's a lot of stuff here, like, say, the organic slave trade, where we may want to make sure resolutions aren't passing. So it is a bit of a toss-up as to which one we should go for. But of course, improving relations with the authority now does not mean in the future we will not have shrimp cocktails for dinner. It just means, for maybe a century or two, there's a bit of a detente between the Eternal Empire and the authority of Skekdux. Looks pretty close. I think we got about 20, maybe 15 seconds left, but it is a dead tie between maintaining our status in the galactic community or improving relations with the authority. All right. By just 3 votes, we will be moving our envoy over to the authority to improve relations. And on that note, with a calm peace settling over our corner of the galaxy, at least I think so. Who are you fighting with? Oh no! Okay, I didn't know they were still at war. I'm pretty sure by the time we come back, the hive will be gone. So not that part of the galaxy, but over here, in this part of the galaxy, with a peace reigning, as we begin to fill in the borders we've extended in the past about 15 years. The Eternal Empire is solidifying its place as one of the top contenders in the galaxy. Until we find a fallen empire and realize just how outmatched we are. But that's a story for another time. Thank you all for joining me. I think I'm going to send you guys over to, if memory serves, Zito is still streaming. Oh boy, now it's a tornado warning. Things are going to get fun tonight. So on the last message you may ever hear from me, I'm going to send you guys over to Zito. Tell him to stay safe too, since he does not live that far from me. I'm just going to let the music drum us out. while I also don't neglect to save. All right, guys. Stay safe out there. Have a happy Thanksgiving. Oh, one more thing. Sorry. I'll also be streaming tomorrow since we will not have a Talkcast Pod show. I figure we're not going to be able to have Among Us this week because everyone's doing stuff for Thanksgiving or just taking a break. So I'll actually be checking out a game that existed before Among Us but is now starting to borrow from Among Us, Unfortunate Spaceman. So join me tomorrow at about the Talkcast Pod show time, 3 p.m. We'll be checking that out. Anyway, bye. Tell Zito to stay safe.